Elon Musk has stated recently that he hasn't seen any evidence of UFOs or aliens. And he said, if anybody would see it, I would, with SpaceX and Starlink and all that. What do you make of that statement?
I think it's hilarious. I mean, what's in it for him to be honest with us?
So he's lying.
Of course.
Okay. He would have seen things
of
up
course.
there.
He has too much access, too much wealth. He's in the big boys club. He knows what's going on. He wouldn't be doing what he was doing if he wasn't interested, and he would have an interest for a reason. Like back to physics and science. His whole spiel is a joke. I mean, really? Cutting edge technology now is rocket ships? Are you kidding me? What a waste of money. What a cover story that is. What's he really doing? What's he hiding? I don't believe anything. I mean, he's not the person presented. He's a rich kid that bought big rich kid toys. He's not some amazing engineer. He's not inventing anything. He didn't really make these companies per se. He's a different angle of a military industrial contractor. What is he really up to? Because we already know that rocketry is pretty freaking antiquated. I mean, why is he not dealing in anti-gravity or something more special?
And so what is the end game, do you think, of the people that control this technology or these UFOs or these aliens? What is the end game for them?
Control.
Okay.
Control of the general population of this planet to keep us basically enslaved under the boot of the wealthy elite. If there's anything that history has taught us, if people say if we don't learn from history, we're doomed to repeat it. Well, here's the recycling of history in a nutshell. The rich will step on the throats of the poor until the poor rise up and kill them. That is basically what we've seen historically happen time and time again. Good people, the average people, the majority of people on this planet are working, taking care of their families, taking care of their children. It's this wealthy elite group that's not the average mortgage payer that has more time on their hands because they have billions of dollars to use discretionally. And they sit around and they plot and they scheme and they conspire.
And yet a lot of
control.
And yet, thanks to kind of probably the internet, there's a lot of information coming out anyways, regardless.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it. What's the Stargate program? And can you tell us maybe what that is and some other pieces of technology like bone to brain and ways that maybe thoughts can be planted in heads? Can you just give me a little bit of a breakdown on that? Because you seem to be quite an expert.
You got it. The Stargate program was in the mid-70s into the 80s. It worked with remote viewers. This is a reality that we also have to deal with, which defies physics as we're presented, that there is the ability to gather information beyond time and space without utilizing our five senses. And it was heavily invested in and very effective. And then I guess towards the nefarious side, what wound up happening, and this is referenceable. There's a podcaster named Danny Jones, does great work. He had a gentleman on, David Morehouse, who was part of the original remote viewing teams. This gentleman was on not that long ago, and he is the first person that I've ever seen speak publicly where he stated clearly that there was a time in the early 80s when the United States government found out that foreign entities such as China and Russia were working their remote viewing programs with children. And he said it was at that point of discovery that the United States government also started investing in experimenting on children and putting them into these programs. And that was basically my childhood. I was involved in some sort of Stargate remote viewing program. They used the protocols from the Monroe Institute, as well as a book by Itzhak Bentov called Stalking the Wild Pendulum on the Mechanics of Consciousness. And effectively, that's what the Stargate program was trying to gather information on what is consciousness and how can we utilize it as a tool for espionage.
And then how were you involved? Did they recruit you?
Yes, they recruited me as a child in grammar school. I excelled in standard curriculum, and because of that, I would get pulled from my classroom with great regularity, brought to the library. And at that point in time, they were not being upfront and honest. They didn't say what they were doing to us, but they were running us through a protocol that I now, as an adult, through research, can identify, hey, that's exactly what was happening to me as a child. They just weren't being upfront. And that is the protocols from the Monroe Institute, the remote viewing stuff. It's a very specific process. So that's what I learned what was going on. When I was a child, what was going on made no sense to me. You know, they would have me do what's called an ideogram, where you draw a line on the page, and then they'd have you, touch the line with your pen, and they'd start asking you questions. And coming from a very regimented Catholic school environment, I was very used to black and white. There's right and there's wrong. But what freaked me out in the library was that, they would ask me questions, which made no sense because there was no way for me to infer the answer. I'm staring at a line, and they're asking me things like, do you see lakes or mountains? And I'm, what do you mean? What do I see right now? And just don't think too much about it. Just tell us an answer. Anything that you say is correct. And in my childlike brain of regimentation on a daily basis, it made no sense. Like, what can they mean by every answer that I get is right? Don't worry about it. But I now know that, these are the processes of remote viewing, that they don't want you to overthink something. They just want you to say what pops to your mind. If you have this skill set, which I apparently was very proficient at, you just get the answers. There is an ability to know beyond your five senses, to access things. And this is what they were working on, was these protocols of knowing, of using your consciousness to jump through time and space to get the answers that they were looking for. But they just were not letting me know what they were up to. So everything just seemed very peculiar from my perspective at the time.
Got it. So they get certain humans that can take in information, subconsciously or however they do it, and then they want to harvest that information for their purposes, but they don't always tell the humans what's going on. And then they have to try to select the ones that can do that. That's kind of that. And I'm guessing lots of countries probably have these programs.
Unfortunately, I think probably all countries are doing this. Unfortunately, I think we as the adults of this planet need to pay way more attention to what's happening to the children.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. I'm looking for partners, collaborators, colleagues who want to join forces with me around the globe and create real value, generational wealth, and financial freedom for everyone else around the world. Get involved in the cryptocurrency markets, get involved in the NFT markets. This is your moment. Life all comes down to a few moments. Don't let this pass. Now it's not too late. Next year's going to be too late. Ultimately, this is about freedom. That's the way I see it. This is about giving power back to the people and enabling billions of people worldwide to use the financial markets to improve their lives and those of their friends and their families and their communities. Honestly, I think it's a violation of human rights not to allow people basic access to financial services. Because right now people are being kept in the dark, they're being robbed of education, and it's a travesty. And so I'm looking for people that want to join me and be a part of this solution. And that all happens inside the DeFi Academy. The gains my students are making are absolutely amazing. Double, triple digit gains in the first month alone. That's amazing. This will change your life. Now is the time to get involved. I'm gonna tell you exactly how my students in my academy made money in the last 30 days. I'm talking about real trading results. And let me just whet your appetite a little bit. Let me hit you with some numbers. I'm talking Brendan from New Zealand is up 68.77% on the month. Steve from Europe up 83%. Albert in Singapore up 169.9% on one single trade. I got Susan up 153% on her call options alone, also rocking 139% returns and 442% returns as well on individual trades. These are people that are changing their financial future in the last 30 days, but it's based on trading discipline.
I've graduated over 500 students from inside my academy from over 54 countries around the world. It's amazing. When it comes to crypto, DeFi, and blockchain, we love this space. We truly believe it's the future. This is down to our core. It's authentic to what we're doing, and everybody can tell through the camera because you can't make this stuff up.
If you're watching me now, wherever you are, I implore you, take 60 seconds right now and join my academy. Apply today. Now you've got a chance. Life all comes down to a few moments. What are you gonna do? What's the choice that you're going to make? Hi, it's Brian Rose from London Real. You probably know that we've just recently been re-platformed on YouTube after 25 months completely in the dark. The truth is, I really need your help. What I really need you to do is click on that subscribe button right now, like this video, and maybe even leave a comment or share the link with friends. We're really fighting against an algorithm that's tried to keep us quiet for so long. And the more subscribers we have, the more people watch our content, the better guests we can bring you, the better content, and we can continue transforming lives. We've been doing this for 14 years now. I want to do this for another 14 years, but I really need your help. So click on that subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment, share this, and we're going to continue to bring you more and more great content. Thank you. Most people will never see this opportunity. Dubai luxury transformation projects have historically delivered 40 to 90% annual returns. That is incredible. These were once reserved only for insiders with access. I spent 15 years on Wall Street and I learned this. The biggest returns always go to the people who get the call first. Now, you finally can. We've just received a brand new project with major upside potential. Allocations move fast. Click the link, apply now, and speak to my team. This is your chance to see what others never will.